I'm back. Second video of this back testing stuff. Not really back testing my entries or anything like that, just practicing what I've been learning. Okay, so these zones never got touched, so let me just go ahead and erase these zones here. Okay, let me go back to my 4 hour just to see overall where I'm at. Okay, it looks like we had our big impulsive move. We're working our way back down, so we could possibly go back up to push price even lower. So let's go back to our 15-minute here. Alright, so we have a little mini mint effects block there. It's kind of tiny. I don't know if it's valid or not, but we'll just keep going. Let's see where price wants to go. Okay, price keeps dropping. Okay, let's go ahead and label this supply zone here. See if price wants to come and play in here. Okay, we'll just keep playing price. Okay, price does enter there. Let's see what happens. Okay, and price breaks down. So we can see that our bias is correct. So I'm going to go back here. Okay, I'm going to go to my 1 minute time frame and see how price played out and entering my zone. Okay, looks like we do have some Wyckoff forming here. In my opinion, it could be a little too early to tell. So let me just play price out a little bit, see what's going on. Okay, so price does come up in here, so let's see how price reacts and then goes down. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start labeling this. Okay, so I'll consider this my buyer's climax. Alright, my buyer's climax, and then we got our automatic rally here. Alright, then we have our secondary test, testing the supply in here. Okay, feeling some of this imbalance, coming back down. Okay, we have a sign of weakness. Here. Okay, then we have our secondary test in phase B. Okay, which is testing the supply here, bringing price down, feeling some of this imbalance before taking price higher to our UTAD. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, price breaks down. Okay, validating this supply zone. Okay, then trades back into it, testing the supply here before breaking back down. Probably less point of supply before the mark down. Okay, and let's just see price breakdown. Okay, I'm gonna go to the 15-minute time frame. It's going a little too slow here. So let's see if my markups are correct or if price just goes back into it. So price goes back into it before dropping down. So let me go back to here at least, see what I missed, or if it was just another test of the spring here. Okay, so price comes down, doesn't break the sign of weakness yet, comes back up and tests the supply zone up in here, and Let's see if it starts to break down. Okay, price does start to break down. Okay, so let's go ahead and start marking up more MintFX blocks here. So we have this up move here before the down move. Okay, price got this MintFX block was validated right here. Okay, we do have a supply zone here. Let me go ahead and mark this one up. See if price comes, does anything with it. If not, then we'll just go ahead and erase our zone. Okay, let's keep playing price. So it doesn't look like price entered this one here. So we can go ahead and remove this zone here, creating another MintFX block right here. This last up move before this down move here. Okay, we have a demand zone, a supply zone here, which doesn't get tested. Okay, price keeps breaking down. Create another MintFX block right here. So let me go ahead and mark this up. All right, so we have our MintFX block here. Let's let price keep playing. Okay, we do have a supply zone here. Let me go back. Right, so let me go mark up my supply zone. Our last up move here before this down move. Okay, price, I know price traded into it and then drop back down. So let's go back to our 1 minute and see how price reacted to our zone. All right, so this right here is our supply zone that was marked up. I'm not going to refine anything. I'm just going to watch how price gets into my zone. And then takes off. Does it come back into it? No, does not, before it starts breaking down. So let me see if I can go ahead and label some of this. Let me remove some of this price action here so I can see what's going on. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark our stuff up here. So where do I see Wyckoff in here? Nothing pretty. Okay, well, let's just start marking stuff up. So let's go with our buyer's climax. I'll probably do this one here, buyer's climax. Let me lock this just so it doesn't move. Okay, we have our AR here. All right, we have a secondary test. Testing the supply in here. Okay, the breakup structure here, our sign of weakness. All right, then we have our secondary test in phase B here. Okay, another sign of weakness here. Before we hit our spring or our UTAD, label it as a spring. Okay, and then we can see here, This is our last up move before the down move. Let me just mark it up with a supply and demand zone so we can see. So we had this last up move here before this down move. Okay, price came in, validated it, traded back into it, testing the supply zone before marking down. Okay, and if we couldn't get in there, we have another supply zone that was created here. Price broke through and probably couldn't get in there. I don't know how other people would have gotten in, but I would have gotten in here on this test. I'll go back to my 15-minute zone, see where we are at. Okay, we are forming a new MintFX block, so let me go ahead and mark that up. Okay, we also created a new supply zone here, so let's go ahead and mark that up. So here we have a new supply zone. Okay, hasn't been validated yet. Okay, price broke through, validating it, testing the supply zone in there. So let's just keep watching price, see if price wants to come back up. Okay, does price stay there before moving down? Yes. Okay, so price tested our zone here. Now let's rewind price so we can see how price played out. Let's go to our 1 minute time frame. Let's zoom out so we can see overall price action. Okay, let's just let price play out, see how price is showing itself. Okay, so we do have some Wyckoff, a little distribution here forming. Okay, we could have had possibly our select climax, automatic rally, secondary test, sign of strength, secondary test in phase B, testing a demand zone over here somewhere on my left side. Okay, we have equal lows, they got liquidated. Okay, our spring, break up, and then a test of our demand zone here before price takes off to the top side. So let's see if we can identify Wyckoff in the distribution. I don't know if I called this an accumulation or a distribution, but that's an accumulation. Okay, so price started breaking down here. So here we have some more Wyckoff. This could be our buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, sign of weakness, up thrust, UTAT. So let's go ahead and mark these up. Okay, we have our buyer's climax here. I'll go ahead and lock this supply zone. Okay, we have our AR here. We have next our secondary test. Okay, testing the supply in here before pushing price down. Okay, giving us our sign of weakness. Okay, we have more tests here, testing more supply zones, testing demand zones before pushing price up. 2-hour UT, which I'll call it DST in phase B. And then last but not least, our spring here. Okay, now let's see how that gets validated. So I'm gonna mark up the supply zone in here, which is the last up move before the down move. So price breaks through right here, comes back in, tests the zone before going back down, coming back up, filling some of the imbalance before coming back down and breaking to the bottom. Okay, so I will end the video here, review it, see what I missed, see if I did anything wrong, and I'll come back and continue my back test.